We are live.
We are live. We are absolutely live. And I'm doing the intro this time. I'm getting Cal to seek out if we are live right now. But obviously, what we're going to do for the next half an hour or so is just discuss random as hell stuff that we would like to discuss. You know, if anybody wants to leave a comment, leave a question, then absolutely. If we get one viewer, then I'm absolutely happy. But today, obviously, we did the podcast and we had a lot of...
Oh, it's up and down, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the peaks and troughs, wasn't it? But what we're going to do is just going to do like a little chill out, half an hour, just sort of figure out what these lads are doing, because obviously I've done one before. Try and just figure it out myself, and yeah. So yeah, like I say, if anyone wants to comment, then they can do. Obviously, there is a Champions League fixture tonight as well, isn't there?
Yes, there is. And Erling Haaland has scored 5 in it.
Scored 5 goals.
5 goals. So they are beating RB Leipzig after 65 minutes. They're beating RB Leipzig 6-0. Which, you know what I mean? It's never good. But what I will say is, Erling Haaland, I heard so many things at the start of the season. I'm actually quite glad he's doing this, because all of this talk between him and Nunez, like, I love Nunez, I love him to pieces, but it's like, why are we comparing like this player to other players when everyone knew anyway? I think it was just people trying to be a bit niche, wasn't it? When they were saying, "Oh, he'll flop in England." Is he ever going to flop anywhere? Like, people are saying, "Oh, he makes City worse." It's like I don't think he really cares, because he's going to break every record that's ever been in his career, goal scoring wise. So it's, you know, I just think leading into it. It's crazy.
And I remember like a couple of weeks ago, people were saying that Casemiro was a better signing than Haaland. You can't be. Yeah. You've scored 27 goals in the Premier League, probably more now, because that was the last time I checked it. I bet it's like, I think the record is 34, and that was in a 32. It was on a
38 game season, wasn't it? The 42 game season.
Yeah. Andy Cole, I think, is the record for 34 goals, but yeah, he's an absolute freak.
Well, that's it, because Salah broke the 38 game season record with 32, didn't he? And I thought, wow, that's absolutely amazing. But the reality is, what's he on now in the Premier League? Because his goals in all comps are stupid, aren't they? But I think he's got quite a few in the league, hasn't he?
Have a look. We'll look at it on the screen right now, to be fair. Go on to the Google, see how many goals Erling Haaland
28 Premier League goals he's got, which speaks for itself, doesn't it? 28, it's March.
28 goals. Can you see it on the screen? Is that
yeah.
Right?
There you go.
28 goals. That's mad, isn't it? Kevin De Bruyne still at the top, by the way. Didn't even realise that. By the way, Harry Kane on 20 goals.
He's having a worldie season, isn't he? Any other year, he's the one walking away with it, isn't he? But
he's got to be close to the. Look at third place as well, by the way. Who could be out for 6 months? Ivan Toney.
Nice little return before the ban, isn't it?
Yeah. Miguel Almiron. Who would have thought he would be up there at this point? Rodrigo as well. Really. That's quite a surprise. 10 goals.
Not a bad season for him, is it?
But like we say, if anybody wants to leave a comment, leave a question, then we're happy to ask. We're just going to chat for about 30, 45 minutes, something like that. So Nick Pope is what is he? What's that? Oh, is that the clean sheets?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Alisson has so many clean sheets, you know. Just looking at that there.
How many has he got?
I can't believe that there's 10 games this season where we haven't conceded. That is mad.
No, that's when you didn't concede first, I think, bro. Okay, no. Just when will it end with Liverpool? I know we didn't speak about it on the podcast, but obviously we'll speak about it right now. Liverpool, it just seems to be, you seem to be having a bit of a nightmare season, yet you are still 5th in the league.
Yeah.
If you beat Bournemouth, sorry to bring it up again, then you would be basically 3 points behind Tottenham in 4th. maybe does it show how poor the other teams are? Does it show the sort of how your level is, how much you've dropped? What is the actual issue at Liverpool now? Because everybody's back, aren't they? Or are they?
Yeah, we're waiting on Diaz, aren't we? And Thiago, obviously, he went out, but he was part of it when it was happening. Well, it was Diaz out the team. I don't think it's not all to do with him, of course. I think it's tough with Liverpool because it seems to be a different problem every time that a setback comes. When we was going through that really nightmare stretch midway through the season, it did all stem to having a weak midfield, getting run through midfield every game. But then we seemed to steady it and had a really good little run. Real Madrid derailed it a little bit, but that's in the Champions League. We're looking at top 4 in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then we destroy Man United 7-0. And you think, those results are strange, though, because I remember us beating... we beat Palace 7-0 the season that after we'd won the league. And that was during... Because we went through a bit of a nightmare at the defence, wasn't it? We had loads of centre-backs injured. And we beat them 7-0 and we was like, right, back on track, brilliant. Those results, I think they do you just as much harm in that sense because you think it's gone so well today. It's like, no, let's just win 1-0 every week. Let's just do that instead. So, beating Manchester United in that fashion, early kick-off the next week against Bournemouth away, we beat them 9-0 this season. Everyone in the world must have thought, 1-0 Bournemouth. That's exactly what was going to happen there. So it was unfortunate, but I think it's the play. I think it's how we can unlock teams in certain games and look like, the Liverpool of old, but with a new edge, a new cutting edge with Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez. But then you see us in games, and we genuinely look like if we'd have been on that pitch for an extra 90 minutes, we wouldn't have scored. And that's crazy to me when...
Actually,
brilliant.
I never watched the game, to be honest with you. I actually never watched the game, but I think it's lucky that you were early kickoff. So it sort of just went away. So the 3 o'clock kickoffs went, and the early kickoffs sort of get faded away. If this game was at say like 5:30 on a Saturday or on a Sunday, it would be heightened a lot more. Yeah. It's everywhere, but it seems to be sort of forgotten about because it was at 12:30.
Well, that's the thing. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, it's never back the early kickoff. Everybody know. There's a few people who know what that's. But it's true. And the amount of times you see teams slip up from that early kickoff, and it's ridiculous, really. It's like, we've woke up a few hours earlier. We've had to do things a few hours earlier. Yeah. There's always slip-ups in that fixture. And I think we've had 4 early kickoffs this season. We've scored 2 goals. We haven't won one of them. We've drawn 2, lost 2. Which just goes to show we need to get up earlier, and so we're at a point now where we're in the mix. It's where we wanted to be. There was a point where we wasn't, and it looked like we were getting anywhere near top 4. But we're at a point now where, we have a chance, and even with that result, and obviously everybody else around us winning is never ideal. But I think, there's a chance there, and just got to win the big games that are coming up, and there are some big fixtures coming up.
It's a shame because when we did the podcast today, we left a little bit of room, and I left a bit of room on purpose so we could speak about Spurs a little bit, because I think they're the most confusing side that I've ever seen in the Premier League ever, because they're so good and so bad at the same point. There's no pattern in play. They're so boring, and yet they're 4th in the league. And every player seems to be bored about it. Every fan seems to be bored about it, and I think that every single person that's not a fan seems to be bored of Tottenham. We just want Poch back. We just want that exciting Tottenham back. We're like 5 years ago. It's a little bit like Liverpool 4 or 5 years ago. They were exciting. Everyone was buzzing to see about them. You've got that back a little bit with Darwin Núñez and Gakpo, but I think that with everybody else, it seems to be in that old generation. Whereas Spurs, it's turgid, it's abject, it's mundane. It's not looking right there, but it's still 4th in the league. It's so confusing. That's why I would love Charlie to be on, but unfortunately he was ill today. You keep saying this, mate.
Hey, I was ill with a hangover today. It's my week off this week. I had a couple with the missus last night. I woke up this morning thinking, oh, God. But, Did me chores a bit later than usual.
Uh,
He'll be all right, and he'll be right as rain next week. And like I say,
Absolutely.
raw egg.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Rob.
Yeah, we've not actually disclosed this till because the podcast is coming out on Thursday. Obviously, we've got a special guest that we can announce on this. I'm sure that there will be many people.
Course, yeah.
We've got Jacob Reddy from the Sports Blackburn. He's a Blackburn lad, and I popped up to him saying, "Do you want to come on the podcast?" He was more than welcome to, and we listened to his music just after the podcast as well, just before it, just to recap as well. But yeah, we actually loved it. I really loved it, and genuinely, like I sometimes when I'm guessing when people are like guests, I'm like, I love it, mate, and it's just fake. But we watched it, and I was generally like, I was inspired by it. To be honest with you, I thought, you know what, especially when he was speaking about the different Blackburn players, I was like, yeah, come on.
Oh, that really got a laugh out of us, didn't it? In a sense of like, oh, brilliant, like great. But yeah, I was saying to Dom before, Dom did the interview solo today. And I was saying to him, what was it like, blah, blah, blah. And he was telling me because I didn't know that they'd filmed the video at Ewood Park. I'd heard the song, didn't know it was at Ewood. And when we watch it, every little detail in it is just, for a Rovers fan, I imagine, is just absolutely brilliant. And, fair play to him. It's a great little song, isn't it, as well? I think football songs are hard, aren't they? But it's got every little thing that you love about football and the club, especially. I don't think Burnley fans will like it. I think everyone else will give it a.
Hey, they're top of the league, aren't they, right now? I don't think.
Yeah, they can't complain.
By the way, did you know that there's? I'm trying to think now. At least 5 clubs in the Championship that are in a transfer embargo.
No.
So there's Wigan,
Huddersfield,
Cardiff, and then the top 2.
Oh my God.
So there's Burnley and Sheffield United, which is mental. Shows how it's so weird. I think the Burnley one's more. Go on.
My mate Danny Whitehall, he scored for Eastleigh tonight against Notts County to put them 1-0 up. They're now getting beat. I think it's 3-1. And Matty Longstaff just scored against him. I was like, that's why I was clicking on my phone. Then I was like, there is absolutely no chance that's Matty Longstaff. And
that's the one that
got away. The one who scored on his debut against United, and then I think he fell out with Eddie Howe, didn't he? I'm sure he had a fallout.
I mean, he can't be Newcastle standard anyway if he's playing for. Who is he playing for?
Oh, I'm absolute rubbish. It's Macaulay Longstaff.
Oh, right. I was about to say.
Sorry, then I was like, it's got to be, hasn't it?
I think Matty Longstaff.
He did leave, didn't he?
Matty Longstaff, I think, plays for Mansfield right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me have a look.
Sorry, Macaulay. Well done for your goal, mate.
Isn't Macaulay Longstaff like the Haaland of the National League? He scored like more goals than games in the National League.
Is he really?
I think so.
Oh my God! So he got 2 in his last game. He scored 1 today, 2 in his last game, a goal the week before, had a dud the week before that, then 2 hat trick, 2, and goal.
Yeah. He's known as the National League Haaland, I think. I'm pretty sure. If you ever want to ask him about anything lower league, then let me know. I'll have a. I'm just gonna do a weird point. Talking about the National League, obviously there's a team in there that's been very hyped up, and there's been a little bit of backlash over them now because of how hyped up they've been, and it's Wrexham FC. I think that people are getting on their backs because of how much of the story, the fairy tale storyline of the Wrexham FC story, and it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, they have got a lot of investment. It is basically Salford FC, but with Hollywood rather than the Manx. And they are right, to be honest with you. I think they are correct in that regard. I think that it's ultimately Wrexham FC have had a lot of investment, and they should be in League 2 right now already rather than in the National League. What do you think about that?
It's tough. I think, I love Warrington Town. I go and watch Warrington Town regularly, and apparently they were in the conversation before it became Wrexham. Yeah, so obviously there was a lot of people dreaming about that when this is years ago now, obviously. But I just always think if someone's gonna do something like what Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney did, there's only one club. You know what I mean? And if they're going to go and invest into a football team and into a town, I spend a lot of time in Wrexham with work, and what they've done for that town, as much as the football club, obviously, the positives for me, it's just at least one club has been looked after and been looking into the history, speaking to people at the pubs that we go to. It was on its way out. It was derelict. The ground was falling to pieces. The community wasn't there. No one in the grounds. No one going watching the games. Money wasn't going anywhere. And you know what they've done to that club. In an ideal world, don't get me wrong, people of that stature would be buying every club all up and down the pyramid, and everybody would be smooth sailing. We never want to see clubs lose existence. You know, like Bury and Macclesfield. You never want to see that. But for me, if you've got a pair of people that want to come and invest into a football club, it's just good to see one now in good hands. I understand that the people around might see it a different way, but you've got to look at. I think you've got to look at it both ways, because the people of that town, especially when you see what they've done for those people, you think anybody would want that, and hopefully it comes for the other teams that are struggling. But I just think it's nice to see, and I understand that it creates a horrible thing for the teams around, doesn't it? Of course, but hopefully they'll get straight out of the division, so it won't matter too much anymore, you know, to the teams around them. But I think we just had a comment. Super Don Meadowcroft. That's it. Rovers chat.
Rovers chat. Thank you very much for coming on and talking. Thank you very much. So, do you think I'm seeing it in a more of a cynical view at Wrexham FC? Do you think I'm seeing it in a side of the other fans?
I understand it.
They talk about it in a way that's, if anybody get investment like that, they'd be fine. But I mean, is it a jealous point of view as well?
Without trying to say it, in a nasty way, it sort of is jealousy, but not in a bad way. It is jealousy, though, isn't it? Because obviously, if it was your club, you'd be acting as the Wrexham fans were, and that's just how it is. And I understand why there's anger and why there's a bit of resentment, because you think, hang on a minute, we're in this league. There's no money flying around this league at all. And now you're coming in doing this. You're buying all these players that are at a level way above this. How are we supposed to compete with this? This could have been our year. We could have been getting promoted this year. And so, like I say, the best thing for everyone, now that it's happened and it's there, and Wrexham are very lucky to have the owners they have, and they've transformed the community, get promoted and get out of the league, so that then it's no one's problem then. And then you can reset and everybody's on a level playing field again. That's pretty much like what happened with Salford, and I think they've found a level now. And, you know, the
sort of
class of 92. Yeah. The class of 92 aren't quite. I think they do stroll in here and there and go and watch the games and then tell the missus to post a video of them screaming at the TV on the illegal streams or whatever. But,
whoa.
It's quietened down a little bit, hasn't it?
The VPN maybe, but
they found a level where they are, but I think they'd take it, and I think Wrexham would as well if they were competing in the leagues. So it's tough. Of course, it's tough for the fans around. But I think you've also just got to look at that community just before this happened and think, is it better happening to one or none at all? It's
a good documentary as well. I think
it is. Yeah,
it's a class documentary. I think it'd be interesting when Salford do play Wrexham. I think that'll be the interesting one too. Yeah. Have you watched as well? There's a documentary, and it's not a documentary. It's on YouTube. Dorking Wanderers.
Oh, have I?
Have you seen that? Have you seen that from the start?
So the manager's the chairman, isn't he? Am I right in saying that? And he had them. I think he has a bit of money. Oh, they have a bit of money together as a group, don't they, to get them where they are? They're on Football Manager, aren't they?
Well, they're in the National League, same league as Wrexham. So
they got to they were in a league. They had like no pitch, and then they managed to get a pitch. Then they needed a stand, and everything that they wanted to do, they went and achieved. Obviously, it was hard work, but what a brilliant story! And they're at a point now where it's he is a bit of a meme, isn't he? Their boss. It's Mark White, is it? Their boss.
It's something like that, I think.
But what a character he is.
The YouTube. If anybody hasn't seen it, then the YouTube series, go watch it from the start. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. It's basically from grassroots to National League, so it's basically to professional essentially, and they've done it again with money, but you have to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But they've done it, and you could see it from the very start to the very end. It's essentially Football Manager in real life. It's amazing.
I love that he's the chairman. He's like the big fella and the manager.
Yeah.
But he's good at it as well. Like he
that's like
his pitch side's brilliant, isn't it?
It's Barry White from Barry Fry.
Barry Fry, that's it, isn't it?
Peterborough United. He was also the manager and chairman at the same time. There's a documentary about that. The Sheffield United one is amazing with Neil Warnock. You can't miss that. We've got to die to get 3 points.
Characters like that, it's just great.
Unbelievable.
He always pops up on the Instagram or the TikTok. Like just every blue moon, you'll just see a Dorking Wanderers. The referee had a bit of an earful from Mark White after the game. But you know what? He was so brilliant, though. He was like, ref. He goes up to him, shakes his hand, he goes, ref, absolutely brilliant game. You know what I'm going to say? He goes, yeah. He's like, that one in the first half ruined it for you. But he's like as polite as anything.
It's like the one, I think they lost 5-1, and he was like, well, our defence is shit, so fair enough. Absolutely amazing. I think that it's like the contrast between them and Wrexham for documentaries is themselves. If you want to go watch them both, then they're both amazing in different ways. Is there any documentaries that you'd like to say? Not even football based. Drive to Survive. I mean, that is that is one that always comes to mind.
I haven't watched one yet, but I'd be doing him a disservice if I didn't mention it. My friend Milo is badgering me to watch the new golf one.
Oh yes,
Apparently, it's just Drive to Survive for golf, and I've seen a clip of Ian Poulter smashing a dressing room up.
Yeah, there's one that it talks about live golf and the sort of the goings on between that and what happens in that, and basically all the people who got to full swing, and I think that all the people who go over go, yeah, we're going to take the money because of course you would. If you're that age and the swan song of your career. Yeah, of course you would.
Oh, there's the interesting thing with that is the younger players who aren't quite making it to that point, and they're saying you can't even comprehend the money. It's incomprehensible how I can finish joint 15th and get more.
Last place will get more than first place in some competitions.
That's what he was saying. He was like, I can finish joint 15th, joint 16th. Not have to worry about anything. I'll just go and play my golf, and I'm getting more money than winning half the events on the PGA Tour. And you think, how do you say no to that? Like, you've got to be Rory McIlroy to say no to that, you know?
And also the fact that they only play like 15 tournaments a year, whereas the PGA play pretty much every week. There's also a good documentary on the tennis. I think, have you seen that one? Where basically they talk about all these new up and comers coming through, and it needs to be we talk about Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, and Murray being the ones on the way out.
Yeah,
and the way that these try and unscrew it is that these new guys are going to come in now and win them all, and by the end of the documentary, four win them all.
Well, that is the biggest thing in tennis, isn't it? I saw something they was discussing it on TalkSport the other week. That is the big worry for tennis. Is in most other sports, you can see players and teams that are coming through that are gonna, like, you look at Erling Haaland, he's gonna break the records. Whereas in tennis, they're very worried that the best that they've ever had and never maybe will have happened now, and it's the new people coming through are not to that level. So obviously, when they're all gone, these lads will, and these guys and girls will meet the standard and win the amount of trophies, but not at the same standard, which is strange, isn't it? But
do you think that's the same with Ronaldo and Messi?
No, because I do think that, well, it's going to be tough to do what they've done, but I think it'll be a lot healthier of a conversation and a debate when it comes to Mbappe finishing his career and Haaland, players like this.
It's a
They're
bit
still
easier,
going to
isn't
be
it?
absolutely brilliant footballers that can't really be touched. And obviously, there's always got to be the best. There always has to be someone who's the best. I imagine you talk to our parents about Pele and Maradona. They probably still think that Pele and Maradona are better than Ronaldo and Messi. So maybe my kids will say to me, Mbappe's the best ever, and you're an idiot for thinking otherwise. And I'll be like, I watched Messi in that World Cup final. You didn't, so shut up. But that is the reality, isn't it? Where I think generations have their own opinions,
Yeah.
don't they? But with tennis, they're very worried that
Oh, it's gone through from the early from Andre Agassi. It was Federer, weren't it? And then
But I think is it
till now.
Medvedev? Is it the Russian
Yeah.
who's probably the
Yeah.
best of the rest now? And players like that, and they're just not of the stature, the level. Obviously, if these guys are still beating them at this age, it shows, doesn't it?
It's bad, isn't it? Well, Federer retired, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did he
he's just
retire?
gone, hasn't he? Yeah, recently.
But even Nadal had a bit of a. I mean, Andy Murray's basically retired. Djokovic and Nadal are still there. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I only look at tennis when it's Wimbledon or one of the majors, and they all seem to be there.
Yeah,
Which, so
pretty much. But do you know what? Do you know what? Speaking about different sports that we've been covering here, I watched a bit of cricket recently, and as a kid, that was the sport that I enjoyed more than anything to play. I had most fun playing cricket. Probably the sport I was best at, and I'm really going to get back into it because I used to absolutely love it. And I was down in Wolverhampton with Danny's family just this weekend, and her Mark's got a game, Cricket 22, on the PlayStation, and we were playing it. I was like, I absolutely love cricket. I was just playing it. Like, obviously, the game's all right, like, but I was just playing it with him, and I was like, I used to absolutely love this sport. Like, so I'm really going to make an effort to try and start becoming a fan of it again and following it properly, because I think it's one of those sports, cricket, that no one really bothers about. But then when something massive happens, everyone's behind it. Everyone's like, "Go on, Stokesy!" Like they love it when it's happening.
Oh, like the World Cup final.
God,
that was
yeah,
the best finish of a final I think I've ever seen.
That's super. The thing that happened
Super
before
over,
the Super Over is better than the Super Over.
When he,
Super
was
Over
it when
amazing.
Was
He's
it when
running,
he dove?
He needs to make two. He dives for two, and the best thing is that is so looked down upon in cricket. Something like that happening. So the New Zealand fellas were fuming. But he rightly apologizes because it's like wrong. Because if you do that on purpose, that's like, what can we do about that? It's not far off cheating. But he's obviously looking straight forward.
Yeah, he's not even looking at it, is he?
It whatsoever. The ball comes from here, his head's here, and edges off and goes straight out for the wicket. And they've already got 2 runs. It's a 6, and so it turns the tide completely. Super over happens. Yeah, that in sporting moments, that's you.
And then not that, just the super over, they win it by like a half a second.
Yeah,
smash it into the
victory from the jaws of defeat, isn't it? And that's sport. And yeah, I think cricket can bring moments like that. And I think the team that England's building with Ben Stokes as captain now, it's something to get behind. And I'm really going to make an effort to do so because I've just reinvigorated how much I used to love that game. I don't know if I can get back into playing, but I'll definitely get back into watching. Because that was just the most fun in school, and we used to actually play that more than we play football. Or after school. We had a cricket strip on like a park right by us where we lived, and it was me and Milo and people like that, and there was just a cricket strip right on this park, and there was no nets, no football nets or anything like that. So if we were playing football, it'd be jumpers. So we thought, well, we'll get a ball, we'll get a bat, we'll get 2 bats. And then we'll all just play. And then we ended up having all the gear. Like we go bit by bit, we'd be like, I've got some pads. So and then we all started actually playing a bit as well.
Was there a game in cricket where was it called like rush cricket where you hit it, you have to run side?
Yeah, you have to run.
Well, I forgot what it was called. I remember that game.
I remember.
Obviously, indoor cricket, you have to run. You can't not
to
run.
be fair, that was pretty much how we played it because we're not doing a test match on the
1
garden.
point.
outside.
1 point. Alistair
Yeah.
Cook, 1 point. 1 point.
Well, and that was it. But when it comes to obviously everyone plays, a lot of lads play football, don't they? And rugby. But that was the one that I think it was best at, and I enjoyed the most as well. So it was just seeing it out of the blue and then playing that game. I was like, oh my god, I missed this so much. It was invigorating. I said to Danny on the drive home, I was like, I'm going to make an effort to get back into watching cricket because a sport that
difficult. It's difficult. It's a long.
And you know what people say, and a lot of people say to me like, 2020 is all right, but Test match. I was like, it's a slog.
Side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a slog watching Test cricket, but that's cricket. 2020 cricket is, you can't think about your shots, you can't think about, everything's about get runs quick. And the 100, but this is trying to commercialise it, so the 100 series is like, Jesus, like the 100, it says we've got 0 listeners now, but I've got it here on the right hand side, so I think we definitely got one. But the 100 is trying to make cricket marketable in that sense, but it's almost become stupid. Like the art of cricket is those moments where you win an Ashes series and it's the biggest slog of your life, and you've managed to do it. So I used to love the Test matches and how it was left on the day and how that all played into it, even as much as the coin toss. People just think the coin toss is like, just flipping a coin, see who goes first, who goes last. But the logic in that, with the shape of the pitch and the weather and things like this, it's everything to it. It's just a very mental game as much as it is a physical game, and can't wait to get back into it because it's been too long.
How do you even get into cricket though? Like, how
I just start watching it again. I think.
Not playing.
Yeah, no. Well, I might. I don't know. I said to Dan, I was like, I'd love to get back into playing. I weren't a bad spin bowler, to be fair. I'm terrible with the bat, really bad with the bat. Every time
the issue is that because I play golf, I only played one cricket game in my life, and I got 22 not out because everybody else was slow, and I just used to smack it, hit it high, hope that they didn't catch it, just sprint to the side, and then the other guy would get run out. So I was like, that's not me. It's not my fault.
Oh, I was really bad. I think the best I ever got with a bat, I used to get double figures, but it was never over 20. I don't think because I was just always right near the end. I was good bowler, really good bowler, but
I tell you what though, if what I'm jealous of is I've never been first off, I've never been to a darts event, but also I've never been to a cricket one dayer. That looks immense to be in the crowd. Yeah, what a day drinking that would be. Just in the sun. The cricket's the last thing you want to see. But going back to the darts day, I think that my mate went to darts and he said that
I've been to a darts too. Oh.
Is it good? Because he said it was overrated. Slightly.
It's weird. It's strange because I thought I don't know how they would get it good, but I just imagined I'd be able to see it a bit better. We had good seats as well. It was a works do. We were all on a big long table. And honestly, we weren't that far away, but they're just like ants. And they're just in you've got 2 massive screens either side. So you're just watching telly, really, with all your mates having a pint. And the only thing that I'd say was a downside, but this is only me, I think it's boring or something, was it's just relentless. Like you'll be up screaming, and then you'll sit down and go, all right, okay, I'm going to get a headache here. I'm sweating, I'm screaming every 5 minutes. Drinking a pint, 180, bang, up again. And you know what I mean? It's relentless. The stand up if you love the darts. It's like, I'm quite happy here, actually.
What about if I just hover? What if I don't mind the darts? Could I just sort of hover a little bit? I don't love it. I don't love it. Because nobody loves darts, do they? No. They love watching the darts, as in, like, it looks amazing. Do they love the darts? Apart from the...
that world final.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ almighty. Come on, you Spurs. This is Giancarlo Esposito. Come on, you Spurs. Audi Cup winners. Very true. Very true. I don't think Liverpool have won the Audi Cup.
To be fair, what I'll do right now is I'll search who've won the Audi Cup.
Just out of curiosity, Giancarlo, what are your thoughts on Spurs this season? What What do you think's right? Do you think Conte's the problem? Do you think something with
think
the
it's the
team? Is it
team.
at Conte and it's Levy's problem? Or
Hey,
and also,
Liverpool,
what do you think Harry Kane will be doing?
Liverpool were in the Audi Cup, by the way, one time.
Did he win it?
Thank you for the comment, by the way, Giancarlo. Liverpool were runners up in 2017. They lost to Atletico Madrid.
You'll never sing that.
You'll never sing that. Bayern Munich have won it 3 times. Tottenham have won it once. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have won it once, and that's it. Well done, then. Should we get it up? We'll get it up. I've never ever researched the Audi Cup before, but we'll do it right now.
Why not?
Here we go.
Giancarlo, you've changed the scope of this live stream. Thank you, mate. I hope you're not Charlie Skeggs, by the
way. What a name.
Jesus
Giancarlo
Christ, Bayern
Esposito.
Munich are absolute. Oh, God, look at them. 3-time winners.
You'll never sing that.
Walter Tooley Memorial Champions. You'll never sing that.
One sec.
You might be pushing it a bit there, mate.
I need to go off the screen to Google that one.
The
What's
Walter
that?
Tooley Memorial Champion. You'll never sing that.
Who do you support? Walter.
I knew it was bad at Spurs, but Christ alive, Giancarlo, mate. The Walter Tooley Memorial.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
All right. Who
Who's
did he
that?
beat?
Rangers.
Right.
There's
But Giancarlo,
not-
seriously, what are your thoughts with Spurs this season? I'd love to delve into it with a Spurs fan, to be honest, because I want to see your side of things, because it's all well and good us talking about what we can pick apart from what's going on, but from someone who's in there watching it day in, day out, what's happening? What needs to change in the summer?
Okay, so Walter Tooley, by the way, was a British Army officer of the Afro-Caribbean descent. He played as an inside forward, but he also played for Tottenham just before the war, before Northampton and Rangers, and died in the war.
Oh, right.
Just trying to find what this game is. It's quite a cool game, to be fair.
Yeah. I like that.
Walter Tooley. So apparently,
I
the
love
Peter
Chris
for Tull. It's Walter Tull, by the way, not Walter Tooley.
All right.
Walter Tull. They won 2-0. Oh no, they won 2-1. Or did they win 2-0? I don't. But we'll never sing that, I guess, other than Tottenham.
I think that is my favourite witty football thing at the minute. Spurs is okay, just not a match to Arsenal this season. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough seeing Arsenal do it, mate. I completely agree. It's weird. It was so unexpected, I think. I don't think anyone in the world expected Arsenal to be where they are right now.
Well, it's just like it's like myself. I'm looking at Blackburn Rovers right now. We're in the playoffs. We're doing amazing, but then our rivals are doing even better, and it hurts.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh fucking hell, right? So as you can see the screen right now. 1 sec. Let me see it. The Rangers and Tottenham play for the Walter Tull Memorial Cup when the sides meet for a friendly match on Saturday. So apparently Tottenham won this game.
Oh, and Jermaine Defoe presented the trophy. Brilliant.
He must have played for both.
That's very cool, actually. I like that.
So we've learned something from this, at least.
Thank
at the very
you,
least.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah,
I want to know a bit more about Spurs. I want to know.
Well, we said at the start.
He seems like a very level-headed Spurs fan, doesn't he? He's not giving me anything about Levy or, Antonio Conte or. Come on, John.
I am a firm believer that Antonio Conte and Graham Potter should swap jobs. I think that Graham Potter is more suited to Tottenham, and Antonio Conte is more suited to Chelsea. But I believe that Tottenham are the worst team in terms of trying to decipher who they are this season. Yeah. And like Giancarlo says, you'll never say that to anybody else. So We appreciate the comments. Thank you very much. But like we said, we're only going to be here for like another 5 or so minutes. There is a single viewer, but we appreciate all the comments.
I think Giancarlo's had enough now. He's left. We appreciate it nonetheless.
Yes, thank you very much. And like we say always, what we're going to try and do is trying to. This is just a test run, to be honest with you. I did it on my own channel. I've done it on my own channel with this now, and it's just trying to figure out what's the best suited thing to do. We really do. What's this? Shady Gupta.
Shady Gupta. Lol, do you Spurs fans consider these valid? Oh, come on, Shady. Come on. First
of all, we're not.
Oh yeah, we're
Tottenham fans. We're not Tottenham fans.
We are not Tottenham fans.
Who do you support then? I'm intrigued.
Come on, Shady. You've kept this stream alive now.
Are you slim? Yeah. We've got a Liverpool and a Blackburn Rovers fan on this podcast, on this live. So the Tottenham fan was the Giancarlo Esposito, which I love saying. It's an amazing name. So great name. Shady Gupta is also a great name.
Yeah, good name.
Good name. Good name, not great.
Great name.
Great name. That's what I was going for.
Come on, Shady. I wish Giancarlo was still here.
Yeah, beef. Absolute beef. Obviously, Liverpool's last trophy. When was that?
Oh, just last season, 2 of them.
It was this season.
Just
this
two
season.
Domestic trophies.
This season.
Well, we won the Community Shield if you count that.
Oh yeah. Our last was in 2002. We beat Spurs.
Oh, God.
Matt Jansen and Andy
our last
Cole.
Champions League, we beat Spurs as well.
Shady.
He's gone now, Giancarlo.
Got mutual agreement here.
Come on, Shady. I need to go to the toilet, but Shady, I need to know your support.
We need to know your support. You have to be an Arsenal fan, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's got to be. Be right back.
Be right back. So it's just me in the chat right now. As we say, thank you for the comments, Giancarlo and Shady, and also the Rubbish chat. We didn't expect any, so to have any comments, we do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm guessing you're an Arsenal fan, Shady. So you're doing well this season. Obviously, top of the league, 5 points ahead of City, who are currently just won 6-0, 6-1 against Leipzig, flying. You must be worried about the reverse fixture against City. If you win that, I'm sure that Arsenal will win the league. There's only 10 games to go at the end of the season. Obviously, on this YouTube channel as well, I'll be discussing the bottom 9 in the Premier League. There is 5 points divided by 12th and 20th. So it's a pretty competitive bottom 9 in the Premier League right now. As a Blackburn fan, I'll be going to the game tomorrow against Reading. That's irrelevant, I know, but I'll just say it. We had a musician today called Jacob Reddy on the podcast. He spoke quite clearly about his beliefs and his love of musician and his love of just talking about the podcast. But I also spoke about Arsenal, how they are flying, and you should be worried about the reverse fixture against Manchester City, because that is coming up soon, I believe. That is the biggest game of the season, you'd say, so far.
I think so. Shady's gone quiet. He's gone quiet.
Shady didn't know about the Walter Tull Memorial Championship.
I think Shady wanted to come on and give us a bit of stick about Spurs, but then he's realised we're not Spurs. Okay.
Okay.
My dank meme folder.
Soccer
ain't football.
What I'd like you to do is to try and divulge what you meant by that, because we are two British lads. Obviously, we know that soccer ain't football. Do you mean as in like
Maybe
American
you're
football?
maybe
Are you,
you're American, aren't
are
you?
you
Dank
American?
Mean?
But it's T series. Is that's Indian, isn't it? T series. My
You've
dank
lost
meme
us.
folder. You've lost
Shady,
us.
give us a lift, mate.
Please, yeah. Can you elaborate on that, please? Thank you very much. We'll keep this up till you answer my dank meme folder.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, Christ.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Giancarlo, this is
Hello,
a new
Giancarlo. I've missed you, mate.
We were discussing the Walter Toole Memorial Championship. We know that you beat Rangers. Well done. It's a shame that you know what's frustrating about Spurs this season is that as a Rovers fan, we could have played you in the quarterfinal. That would have been such an easy game for you. Because it's obviously Sheffield United
as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because obviously on the pod we have Charlie Skeggs, who's a Spurs fan, and I would have loved to have gone to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because I've never been there, and it's one of the stadiums that Rovers has never been to.
I think I'd
amazing stadium.
I think I'd have tried to get down.
If not, we would have watched it together because it would have been on ITV.
Yeah,
it's on ITV on Sunday.
Oh god!
And obviously, if we win that game, we go to Wembley. So I'm looking forward to it. If please, we just beat them 1-0. We just battered them essentially. Did you watch that? I guess you didn't watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
No, we battered them though. We battered them. They were second in the league. We're fifth, I believe, right now. But my dank meme folder, you are giving.
Yanks would call it
hand egg.
Giancarlo, I'm getting suspicious about Giancarlo. Come on. What is this? What are we doing here?
Who is that?
Who are you?
Yanks would call it hand egg, not football. Yeah, you're not right. I think the way that they get around it in America is they say, "Oh, the ball is a foot long."
Oh god!
Do you know, like 12-inch? Is that a foot? But yeah, they kick it. They kick it like twice a game, once a game.
Maybe put this back on. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I didn't expect this.
Yeah, I came on this and I was like, listen, if we get a viewer, if we get a comment, we're absolutely fine. But we're getting beef between the
started World War III.
Let's not get into that one. I was going to say something a bit mental then.
Come on, guys. Any last questions, guys? Anything you need to get off your chest?
We'll be on here for another 10 minutes. Oi, mate. Brits are so salty. Let's have some bottled water.
What? Oh, this guy.
Mate, we're having a Budweiser. I'm having a Budweiser. Is that
I'm trying to help you guys?
Yeah, we're both on a Budweiser. If you're from America, though, is there a team that you support? Is there more of a sport that you support rather than football? I'm assuming you support soccer in America or football in. I don't know why I hyphenated that, but is there a team that you support over in England? I'd be happy to talk about it for a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
You've also got a very strange name, so and also T series. That's Indian, by the way.
Maybe he's Indian. I don't know. Indian American?
Maybe.
Who knows? We don't know too much about you, my dank meme folder, and your comments are, I support. And that is the live stream. Okay.
No, have you seen that it goes Messi, Ronaldo, Pulisic? Have you seen that meme?
Have you seen that? It's on Porn Stars, isn't it? You know the.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And they're selling the shirt. He's like, "This guy is the LeBron James." In case you were wondering, my dank meme, he's not. He's struggling. I don't think he's very good.
He's okay.
He's all right.
I think he will be sold by Chelsea soon. Don't know where. I think Dortmund was probably his right level. Bundesliga he'd look good in Bundesliga, but the Premier League is just that bit more in quality. To be honest with you, but tell you what, USA did well against us in the World Cup. I support Ronaldo.
We're attracting the wrong. No, we're not.
No, that's
we appreciate it, guys. But
no, wait. Ronaldo is the R9 Ronaldo. Not CR7.
Oh yeah, he shaved he shaved his head bald a little bit at the front for the World Cup, didn't he? He's got the buck teeth and yeah. I remember the guy, Brazilian.
Yeah.
I'd love to invite these on. I'd love if you could just press it and they just join.
Just join the chat.
I'd just like to meet these guys because. Oh, here we go. Yes, Giancarlo on Sunday. King Ronaldo plays for the 37th best league.
Is that true? Is that actually true? Is that actually true? Is there a way to?
I'm scared that there's 37 league.
Well, there's got to be. There's more than 37 countries. So
37th league.
To be honest with you, so where is Al Nasser? Is it? It's in.
It's Saudi, isn't it? Saudi Arabia.
Saudi. So Saudi must be the 37th best league in the world.
Yeah.
It's getting. I think that's good for Saudi, is it not?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to see who's in the 30s.
League One, League Two. They've got to be there, aren't they?
He's saying this, so I'm not sure if he's saying like the 37th best top league of country.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So.
Well done, Saudi. Well done for getting 37. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I think Giancarlo and my Dank meme folder in this now because you've got a little bit to settle here. Giancarlo did tell my Dank meme to fuck off.
Yeah,
and they're both still here in some capacity, unless it's Shady that's still here.
But we will be we'll do another 2 minutes, and if anybody wants to put something quickly, unless it's horrendous, then we'll obviously not put that in. Cal, I think what we need to do basically is we need to have a live stream where there's a game on. I think that's the best solution for this. I think that's the best solution for what. In fact, we'll do it to the hour mark. We'll do it to the hour mark. That makes it easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll need to figure out a game where we're both available at the weekend. We'll need to do a game where it is available for us both in terms of online, because obviously it works. Even if it's midweek. If there's a random game that we want to watch, be it in the Prem, Champions League, and it was my fault that it wasn't in the Carling Cup final. I call it Carling Cup. It's what is it? Carabao Cup. It was also was it my fault for the? Oh, it was
Jake Paul, wasn't it? We said we weren't going to do the final. We're going to do Jake Paul, and then I think he was ill. Weren't you?
I was really. I was horrendously ill.
I think you were actually ill, whereas I think Charlie might have just. Oh.
Yeah, it's a shame that Charlie's had a bit too much to drink.
By the way, I've just had a text from a friend of mine. He fought this weekend. He's a boxer. He was a boxer growing up. Who's had a bit, behind him to become like something out of boxing. And he gave it up for a while, and he just started back the past 6 months. And he had his fight on the weekend. Shady's back again. Come on.
Oh, is it?
There is
and especially EPL, everything is Farmers League.
I don't know about that, Shady. I think the Premier League. I think it probably is the best, but I don't think it's as far away as everybody says it is. Personally,
we can't say that.
You can't say
that.
You can't.
Why did you show that?
I didn't read.
There isn't a difference between League Un. I'm guessing that League Un is the French one, not the one I meant. Not the one I meant, as in the third division in England.
Oh, and Saudi I think he might mean that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Except EPL, everything is Farmers League. To be honest with you. What? except EPL, everything is Farmers. I thank you for saying that the EPL isn't Farmers League. Can respect that. Obviously, we'll say good luck, Shady. Go watch that league or something. Giancarlo, come on now. You know,
Where do we go from here?
it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. What I was saying is, so I was speaking to him about getting him on the pod because he's got an interest in. Oh no. Right, get him out.
Sorry, Shady.
Put user in timeout. I've just put him in timeout.
Oh, really? Can you do that?
Yeah, I've blocked him for 5 minutes.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
how could you do that? One week ban for Giancarlo.
Well, 5 minutes, so hopefully we can end before. But
we've got 2 viewers and we've blocked 1.
Yeah, so I've got speaking to him. He's started his boxing career again. Last 6 months, been training. Had his first fight on the weekend, won convincingly over in Warrington. So I was saying to him, we should get you on to talk about the journey and what your plans are for the future. And he's well up for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, get it sorted for next week then.
Yeah, we can sort that. Get him on.
Obviously, try and get what we're going to try. Least aggressive Brit conversation.
We're quite nice lads, that's why.
Yeah,
I think you have a conception of us that isn't true.
We aggressive. Brits aggressive. I don't even know. Thank you for saying that. I suppose that's a compliment in itself. A bit of a backhanded one, but in itself, thank you very much. We've blocked Giancarlo for 5 minutes, and
so he won't abuse you anyway. So
yeah. Thank you for saying that. If you haven't already, can you go and subscribe to the channel? And also like the live stream, I guess. I don't actually mind Pulisic because obviously that was the last thing he said. I don't know if he's still here or not. But I'm actually excited about USA, to be honest with you. I'm excited about the team.
High hopes for them, didn't you?
I did. I said they were going to be the dark horses in the World Cup with Tyler Adams, Westy McKennie, Chris Richards as well at Crystal Palace is there. There seems to be a lot of players coming through. Reina as well at Dortmund. There's a lot of players coming through, especially in the Bundesliga. So yeah, all good things going from America right now, and it should be because they're a massive country.
I think I read something the other day that if they took it seriously in America with the size and the facilities they have over there for the sports that they excel in, they'd just win everything, every single tournament. Wouldn't even be.
Yeah, but you could say that about China, couldn't you?
True, but it's exactly so. It hasn't been proven by anybody yet because a country of that size hasn't took the onus to jump into that market yet and think we'd make a lot of money doing this. And there's more.
I think maybe it's just in terms of growing up, childhood, essentially. Do you know what I mean? Like it's ingrained in your blood, isn't it? Football. I think that there's that edge that you get as a Brazilian, as an Argentinian, as a European that you get that you don't quite get in America or in China. And that's the honest review of it. But we are a minute and a half away from ending the live stream, Carl. Did you expect this from the first one we've ever done?
I didn't expect to be putting grown men in timeout for 5 minutes. No, I didn't.
Did you expect any comment, by the way?
Well, the Rovers chat was brilliant to start it off, wasn't it? And then we got our friend Giancarlo in. I'd love to know who's behind that computer screen. I'd love to.
I think that's the issue with
it's Charlie. It's got to be Charlie Skeggs.
It's got to be Charlie Skeggs. It's got to be Charlie Skeggs. But thank you very much, everybody, for being on this live stream. We do appreciate you, My Dank Meme, Shady, Giancarlo, when you went being aggressive, or at least a little bit racist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Are you gonna?
What is these?
No. Go on, just
Oh, he's gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Get it. I get it. Go on, finish it off. You've
Go
got
on.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. What are these? Go on.
Why
It is. We will.
There we go.
There we go. There we
One sec,
go.
one
There we
sec.
go. There we go.
What's it?
Referral.
You fell into that one, to be fair.
And that's
Referral.
Perfect way. What
Is
a
that
perfect,
perfect way? What a perfect way to end the stream. Thank you, Referral or Jab, because you've. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for that 2019 meme. But you fell for it, Cal.
I did.
But
I
thank
thought
you
it might have
very
been
much.
a new boxing channel or something to stream the boxing on.
What Dan's the end.
The Zone, D's.
D's, yeah. Oh,
Love
Shady.
that.
Well done, Shady.
Brilliant. Final comment to you.
Yeah, final comment to you. So we'll catch us again, and we will announce when the next live stream will be. Usually, it will be. In fact, it might even be after another podcast. So we'll let you know when the next podcast will be. Obviously, this one's been a very disjointed one, but we will see you all very, very soon, and we'll have a lovely night, lovely day. Thanks, guys.
Be good.
Cheers.
Be good. Be good.